Hello, Lori here, giving you a book talk, my wrap up for April finally. Would you like to come up? Please do. Come up. You're going to have to jump yourself. Come on. Come on, Tubbs. Archer's sure she wants to be up here. Come on. Hold, please. Come here. Come here. I'll help. Okay. Now we have a dog up with us. Okay, so, and Squirty, yes. All right, so you can't lick my arms. We are going to recap since January, just the numbers. Will you stop licking my arm? She will not. We have read this year. We, meaning me, myself, and I. So here we go. Here's January. I read 16 books. And I will, I don't know how, but I can link videos. I know I can do that. I'll try to do that. I'll try. Some of them, hi Archer. Some of them were in other videos. So actually, I'll try. That's all I'm going to say there. February, I read 13 books. Are you going to, what are you doing? She doesn't know. March, will you not lick Mama's arms? I love you so much. Don't lick my arms. Please do not. It's very hard for her to hear the word no. March, I read 11 books. That was my slowest book reading month yet. But April, I kind of made up for it. I read 17 books. That's crazy, right? April was a really busy month too. Will you... You're licking my arm. These people can see you licking Mommy's arm, and they're going to tell you stop it. Yeah, they're going to tell you to knock it off. So now we move on to the April books. We were already there. Yeah, 17. Did I say that? I think I did. Yes. Okay, so we started out the month with this book by Elizabeth Strout, Anything is Possible. So back in February, I read Elizabeth Strout, My Name is Lucy Barton, and I didn't really love it. So I thought, well, maybe I was just in a weird mood. Speaking of weird moods. And maybe this next one will be better. It was moderately better. Ask me what it's about. I'm going to tell you, I really have no idea. It was just kind of weird. It was actually about the family that is in this book. And it's after, did you want to see? Okay, there we go. It's after they are grown up. And some of the other characters in the book, Lucy Barton is in this book as well, but as a, not the main character. And it was okay. It's about life and living and being sick in the hospital. And it was interesting. I just can't say I love it. And I'm kind of sad because I bought a book. It was a Goodwill book, so it's not about the price, but I was just excited because it looked like it might be really, really good. And now I don't even know if I really want to read it. We'll see. My next book was called Under Lock and Skeleton Key. I'll put it right here. And that one was by Gigi Pandian. I'm not sure. And it was good. I couldn't tell the whole time I was reading it, is this a kid's book? Is it a YA book? Is it an adult book? I don't know. We don't know. We still don't know. We don't know. But it was really cute. And it was about a girl with some kind of magical, mystical powers in her family. And she... it's a mystery about how these powers are going to be kind of realized. She's a magician too. Forgot that part. She's a magician and has some friends that are trying to kind of find out after her mom's passing and or leaving what she can do to find out the mystery of some things in her life. I'm trying to be vague enough that I won't give away anything. Also, to be completely honest, I don't remember a ton of details from a lot of these books because I've already read like 9 past this. So it's crazy. Don't lick me. Don't do it. I see you. I see you. I see you right there trying to lick me. Yeah. The next one, Things We Never Got Over. This is a Lucy Score book, and it's a trilogy, or there might be 4. There's either 3 or 4 in that series. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Oh, I haven't told you the ratings yet. I'm so sorry. I gave Anything Is Possible 4 stars. I think because I had given the other one 3 stars, and it was moderately better. Okay, bye. Are you leaving? Or are you laying down? You are really a cotton-headed nitty muggins at this point. Okay. And then I gave Under Lock and Key 4 stars. It was really good. And then Things We Never Got Over, I gave 4.5 stars. I really liked it. It was good. It was a sweet, romantic story. It didn't start out really sweet. A lady comes into town because her sister called for her and said, I need your help. And as it turns out, it was a twin sister. A twin sister who's very naughty and gets into a lot of trouble. And so this, the good twin, we'll call her, gets into town and is immediately like shunned by all of the townsfolk in this little town because they think she's the sister who's caused upheaval and blah, blah, blah. So as it goes on, there is a child involved that was the child of the twin, the naughty twin, and it's really sweet. When it is all said and done, very good. I hope I just described the right book. Pretty sure I did. Anyway, it's really good. I like it, and I do have the others. I read that one on my Kindle. I am excited to read the next ones. The problem is, guys, that I just keep checking out books from the library. Can you not? This dog licks everything, and I just cannot with dogs and licking. And she knows it. She's trying to get away with naughtiness. And then I just keep reading the new ones as they pop up, like off my wish list onto, this is so distracting, even for me, onto my library app. Hold, please. Okay, she's now behind me, so that'll probably go much better. All right, I'll go down this way. Better Than the Movies. I actually own the hard copy of this book. It is by Lynn Painter. Oh, look, she's on this side now. Well, hello. And this one was super good. I own the hard copy because it was at Barnes & Noble. You know how if you go there and get something... Are you jumping down? Are you leaving? Okay, she's leaving for a while. Anyway, they will have a book of the, I don't know if it's week, month, year, I don't know how often they change it out, but it was at the register for if you buy something at the cafe, it's a $5 book. So I bought it because it had pretty edges. So, I mean, duh, right? So anyway, I own it, but then it was a Kindle unlimited book. So I read it both places, but I only really counted it, I think, Kindle, because I read most of it that way. Anyway, Better Than the Movies. It's definitely YA, but those are sometimes my favorite reads for lots of reasons. One of the reasons is because they're less, like just all the ick, that sometimes there is in books. Plus, they're just usually sweet, and I feel like authors have to work really hard to write a good YA book because they've got to hold their audience attention. And if you've worked with YA or any Ys, any youngins, it's not an easy thing to do. So I really love the book. It was about a girl who was getting ready. I think they were getting ready to, no, they had been in high school. Maybe it was their senior year. That was what it was, senior year. And the boy next door has turned into somebody a little bit more interesting than her enemy that he'd always been like in the past, just kind of an annoyance that lived next door. And they go through, like the prom season and all those. It was just really fun and sweet and cute. And the writing was very good. I really liked the writing. I gave that a 5-star. Next, no, but they're up there. All right, the next one right here, The Happiness Project. This one I had read before. I own the book, but I don't really think, I either had just read it like a little bit or I just didn't really remember reading it. It was good. It wasn't like, wow, what amazing ideas. It is by, I'm not sure. I'm just gonna point and tell you to look it up on the book because it's so tiny here I can't see it. But she reads it. Also, I listened to it. This was an audio book that I checked out from the library, and she did a great job narrating it. And it was good. It was about how she separated out her year into months, and each month she had a goal of a new way to become happier in her life. And she starts out her book saying, I wasn't unhappy. This was just her trying to very overtly do things in her life to kind of cause happiness, and that she could measure and then like recommend and talk about. So it was a good book. Like I said, though, nothing earth shattering. I gave it 4 out of 5. It was still good. Next, I read this one here, The Spell Shop. That one was so good. I did give it a 4.5. It was very magical. It was one of those books that did I listen to it or read it? I honestly don't remember now. But in any case, I checked it out from the library. It was either an audiobook or a book. And it was just sweet, magical, and just a lovely, lovely story. I really liked it. Then I'm going to talk about 2 out of order. This next one is in order, and this one up here. This one was Abby Jimenez, The Fall Risk. And this one up here, Abby Jimenez, The Situationship. I was so excited to get both of these. I read them on my Kindle. I was so excited to get both of them because I thought like these are going to be a long time on Kindle or even the library because they're new. They're just novellas. And I was super sad because I love Abby Jimenez, but they were good. I gave each of them 4 stars, and they would have gotten probably 5 had they been a whole book. But you know how they just left me wishing they were whole big books. The Fall Risk was about 2 apartment dwellers who lived kind of across from each other. Well, not kind of, they did. And they were doing some renovating at the apartments, and they took away their ability to leave their apartment. Essentially, they could leave, but it was like a little bit of a fall risk because you had to go down this sketchy anyway. They, for like a couple of days, were kind of trapped in their apartment, and it was a strangers to a love interest, and it was really cute. The female was also in a stalker situation, and she got over some of her fears through this neighbor helping her. It was really kind of cute. I liked it. The situationship was very similar. I'm trying to remember exact information about it, but I read them so close back to back that I honestly couldn't tell you, except for that they were both really cute little rom-coms. All right, now I'll get back to down here. We have this book, The Last Trip by Kirsten Modglin, Modglin, I guess. That one was a creepy psychological thriller. It was really good. I rated it 4.5 stars. It is about a couple who is expecting their first baby, and so they are going on a baby moon trip. And things are not at all what they seem. And you know that from the beginning. The husband is really creepy, really sketchy. And I'm not going to say a lot except for that things really take a turn on their baby moon. But it was a very good book. then I read, this kind of worked out because I've already talked about the situationship, not very well, but I'm sorry, I don't remember a lot about it, except for that it was good because Abby Jimenez does no wrong. Every Last Fear and What Have We Done, both by Alex Finlay, Finlay, Finlay. Anyway, Every Last Fear was, it was a family who had, let's see, they were grown kids for the most part. They had one still finishing up high school, but some things had happened prior to that, and they had a son in prison. The daughter was the one still at home, and the remaining family decided to go on a trip to Mexico, but it wasn't quite just let's go on a trip. There was always belief that the brother had been wrongly imprisoned, and the dad and the family in general, but especially the dad, just couldn't. Obviously, I mean, if it were your kid, you could not let that go. And so he was kind of going there on a bit of reconnaissance to try to find out some more information. Really bad things happened. A couple of good things happened. It's really good. It was a surprise ending, but not like the very end. You saw it kind of as it unfolded, but it was really good. What Have We Done, also by her, Alex Finlay, was also a psychological thriller. It was about a group of friends who had grown up together, their teenage years. They had spent together in a, what do you want to call it? Like a, kind of like a foster home for teens, like a place you go stay when you don't have family of your own. And there was somebody that was sending, kind of like keeping in touch with them, and some kind of sketchy stuff was happening, and they wanted to get to the bottom of a certain mystery that had happened back then and was still kind of occurring. Really good. Of the two, I would say I liked Every Last Fear better. I gave it 4.5 stars. I gave this one 4 stars though. And if you want a quick, I mean, these are like, those two were probably 10 hours or less. Nah, yeah, probably. Either they were or they weren't. There you go. But they were both really good. So another new author that I like. It is definitely time for a beverage break. All right, I only have a few more, 5 to be exact. The Wild Robot Protects. Yes, this is a children's book. However, it is like a regular size adult book. It is the last in a trilogy by Peter Brown. The Wild Robot books, I cannot say enough about these books. They are amazing. The Wild Robot movie just came out, and it is now on Netflix for free. If you have Netflix, you should absolutely watch it. It is the first book, is the movie. So if you haven't read the second and third books yet, it's okay. If you have not read the first book, of course, I'm always going to say the book is better than the movie. But they did a great job on the movie. Everybody that I know that has watched the movie and read the book agrees. Like, we think the movie, they did a great job, but the book, chef's kiss, Peter Brown. It is amazing. So The Wild Robot Protects is Roz the Wild Robot. Where am I pointing? There we go. And of course it was up. You saw it. She has to go protect her island from the poison tide that is infecting the ocean. It's very much an environmentalist kind of, but not like in a preachy way at all. She is noticing, well, not just she, but the island is noticing that the animals are dying and they're washing up on the beach, and what is this thing? And sea lion, I think, or yeah, I think it's a sea lion, comes ashore and says, oh my gosh, you've got to help us. It burns, it hurts us. What are we going to do? So Roz, being Roz, she decides, I've got to go fix this. And she goes all the way to the northern seas and finds the ancient shark. And together, I'll just spoil it because it's a children's book and we know almost always they have a happy ending. Together, they with the humans work to stop the devastation that is the poison tide for the sea creatures and for all of humanity. Wonderful, wonderful book. His writing style is just so amazing. I love him. He is everything. So anything he writes, I will read. He does have a children's version of the book that is coming out or out, I'm not sure, but it's like a picture book. I will definitely have that in my library. I just haven't looked into it yet. The next one I read was a reread, and it was actually one I listened to. I gave it 5 stars. I knew I would. Here it is, right there. The Testaments. It is what prompted me to re-listen to this is I hadn't listened to it in 5+ years. And we actually finished The Handmaid's Tale, the new ones that are out. And really, really, really love that series. I love to hate it, you know if you've seen it, what I'm talking about. But this is the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale. It's what happens after Baby Nicole, if you know Baby Nicole from the first The Handmaid's Tale. It's after she grows up. And I really can't say a lot because there are so many spoilers, but it is amazing. There are some of the old characters, but Baby Nicole basically finds herself kind of between her life that she's always known and her existence in Gilead, the community that was the Handmaid's Tale city place. Anyway, definitely highly recommend. I think I listened to it both times, but maybe not. I may have actually read it the first time. This time I listened to it, and the voice that is reading it has got to be Aunt Lydia. It has to be Aunt Lydia from The Handmaid's Tale, like the actress that plays her. Even my husband walked in the room one day. He goes, "Is that Aunt Lydia?" I mean, it sounds just like her. I haven't looked to see if that is who read it, but man, if it isn't, it's a dead ringer for her. The next one was A Good Neighborhood, right here, by Teresa Ann Fowler. That one was one that I saw at Goodwill. You know how a book just catches your eye, and I was like, has that really pretty, leaf on the front, leaves, how they will attract you to read a good book. And I was like, I wonder what this one's about. I didn't really want it as far as like to get a hard copy of this book in case I didn't really want it, but I looked it up as I was waiting there and they had it for checkout at my library. I was like, okay, I'll just check it out, see. Put it in, and it was ready to borrow. So I started listening to it later that day. It was really good. I gave it 5 stars, so yay. It's about a mom and her son who live in a really nice area. I think they're in California. I'm almost sure they are. I could be completely wrong though. Anyway, they get new neighbors, and the new neighbors are, they're from New Money, and the dad is real flashy, and he bought the place next door. The homes are already nice, but he wanted like super duper. So he bought the place next door, ripped it all down, and built up this mansion. And when they met, it was a little bit tense. I don't know if tense is the right word. The characters that already live there, the mom and her son, the mom is white, the son is half white, half black. And the neighbors just, they kind of give you the vibe like, they might have an issue with race. You don't know, but you kind of think they might. And so as it goes on, the 2 kids, so the son with the mom and the daughter who is with the new family that moved in, they get to become friends and then eventually start to kind of like each other. And something really, really awful happens. And there is arrests made and all kinds of crazy that happens. And it's really good. It's really good. It's one of those, do people really act this way kind of books? And you just want to go, wow. So I would recommend that one. I gave it 5 stars. The next book that I read is this one right here, Hamlet. Now, I don't know if you remember me talking about this book, but if you do, and this book was by Maggie O'Farrell, another one that I went, oh, that looks so pretty. Let me download it. Yeah, I listened to this one. It just looks so pretty. I must read it. So without knowing anything, I mean, literally nothing about this book, I started listening to it. It was from a time long, long ago, and it's this place and this family and the plague, and I was like, wow, this is set in a time like long time ago. Wait a minute, it's in Stratford von Avon, is that how you say it? Stratford by Avon, I don't know, you know. And it was like, wait, that's Shakespeare. That's where he lived. I wonder if this was purposely set in the time. It's about Shakespeare. Okay, so wow, I missed the boat on that one. Yes, in fact, Hamlet is Shakespeare's son. Who knew? Not this girl, not me. So I read it. As I'm getting toward the end of the book, I'm like, Lori, you're a dummy. This is silly. Yes, of course, it's Hamlet and Shakespeare, and anyway, it's about his life and the death of his son. So I can't really spoiler alert it for you because it really happened. So yes, and they are in fact all gone now because that was like what, the 1500s, 1600s, yeah, long time ago, 1400s, I don't know. Anyway, it was an amazing read. I really liked it a lot. I really loved it. And then my last read of April, I had to check back with what month we were talking about, is this one. Now, if you know Sophie Kinsella, she is one of my all-time favorite authors. And if you also know, she goes under the pseudonym Madeline Wickham. I didn't want to get that wrong. Madeline Wickham. And I've read a couple of her older books. So this one was I think it's a pretty old book, but it's called 40 Love. Did I already put it here? If not, here it is. If not, I'm just awkwardly doing this with my hand. It was cute. 40 Love was cute. I gave it 3.5 stars. It wasn't great, but it was typical of her silliness, which is what I love about her. She is the author of all the Shopaholic books, which just have me like giggling like crazy every time I read them. I've reread a few of those, and I might maybe this summer I'll just run through them again just out of deference to her. But just a little leap forward here into May. I've already gotten 9. I'm almost at 11. I'm not going to show you all of them yet. You've heard me talk about them. But Sophie Kinsella, What Does It Feel Like? Again, I had no idea. I thought it was just a new great book by her. Then as I'm waiting for it to, I put it on hold at the library. I'm waiting. And then as I get it, I notice it's only 4 hours long. I'm like, oh man, what is this? This stinks. I wanted a big old book. So then I read about what it was. And sadly, she has a very terminal brain cancer. And it's literally her character in this book. She said it's basically my life story, not her life story, but in that moment of her life. And it was really, she's just an amazing human, clearly, to write that for readers who love her in the midst of suffering and trying to heal. And it is an incurable brain cancer. So hopefully she's got the best of the best working on her case. But anyway, that was sad news, but that will be in next month's book wrap up I can't ever think of the words wrap up. Anyway, so I will recap my 17 books for you and tell you that this is my biggest books read this month, or that month in April. Wouldn't have probably hit 17 if 2 of them wouldn't have been novellas. Those were like 2 hours each. So that did kind of make it, higher number. But out of the 17, 5 were Kindle, 11 were Libby. Most of them were I was listening to. 1 physical book. I don't remember. Oh, maybe I counted. Oh, no. Really kind of 1.5, because The Wild Robot I read in person to my class. And then also Better Than the Movies, I did read part of that. 0 were Audible. I had 6 5-star ratings. That's a lot. 4 4.5 star ratings, 5 4-star ratings, and 2 3.5 star ratings. So not a bad reading month. I am really loving keeping track like this because I'm such a visual person that this just makes me so happy to see and to go back and go, oh, I remember that one. I want to look for more by that author, So this month is shaping up pretty good so far. I've read a few that are really, really good, but really long. And so they are, they take a little longer to read. But now that I'm off, we only have a couple days left in May at this point, but I'm going to definitely finish 2, one on my Kindle either today or tomorrow or maybe the next day. And I am listening to a sequel to one that I read already this month. So I will share those with you coming up very soon. And that is it. That is it for my April book wrap-up. Can you believe it? I know. Finally. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and keep coming along with me. If you are a teacher, I will be doing some teachery things this summer. If you're not and you just like to see silly people do silly things, I'm here for that too. So thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.